published by MBKP International. In this video, we're going to talk about replacing this part on the lever that pulls down your blade. Every once in a while, you'll get a part like this. If it breaks right here, this little, you might not be able to see that part in the video, but you'll see it once we get it off. That will break, and I kind of like simulate. I just disconnected it from this little pin right here. But usually the other part will be broken off on this pin, and so you'll have two parts. But we're going to show how to replace it with that pin. The steps you go through. The tools you'll need to replace it are a Phillips screwdriver, 6mm Allen wrench, a 5mm Allen wrench, and a 2.5mm Allen wrench. And you'll also need this clip ring tool to take off the lock clip behind here and put it back on. Sometimes these machines are built without one, so if you have a machine that's built without one, it's not necessarily needed because the way this pin goes in, it can't fall out anyways. But sometimes they have them on there, sometimes they don't. But we'll show you that in case you do have one. The reason why you need the Phillips screwdriver is really to take off the top crown piece. This piece right here, you have screws on this side, two screws on this side, two screws on the other side. In this case, we already did it just to make things a little bit quicker. So we got it off, and I also got a piece of roll 2-inch tape here. You can use whatever you want, just anything that won't chip the blade, because we're going to rest the blade on top of this once we have it in place. But essentially, we're assuming that yours broke. The blade fell down because it broke, so which we got it in the down position. I don't know what position your paper clamp will be in, but it needs to be in the up position, and you can manually move that by doing it up here. Go up here, Chris. Oh yeah, sorry. Chris wanted me to make sure you need to unplug the machine. Make sure the machine's unplugged, and then he's going to pull it from the back side of the pulley. And sometimes you have to pull it really hard to unlock it. And then once it's unlocked, and he's turning it, you can manually move your clamp to the up position. So now it's in the up position. He's going to manually move the blade. Don't grab the blade. Grab the black part of the blade. And he's just going to manually push it up. And he's going to put that piece of 2-inch roll tape in there and just rest the blade on top of that so it won't fall down.
Yeah, just make sure you grab this area right here on the black, because this blade is razor sharp. Don't get anywhere near that. Just grab this edge right here on this black blade holder, and you can lift up there. You can do it with two hands and have one person put that under, probably even a little safer.
Yep. Now the thing is, you're going to have to pull off. Oh, sorry, we should have explained to take off this part so you can get to this one screw here. And the way this part comes out is you just put your hands down on it and just put pressure and pull it towards your stomach, and it unlocks with these things.
If you need to, you can get a flat screwdriver, and there's a gap there between this plate here and this, and you can twist it and
it'll pop it out.
It'll pop it out on both. You can do it on both sides if it's stuck.
Now these are your 5mm screws right here. If you take out just the middle ones and only unscrew them all the way, do not move the outer ones. Those are your adjustment screws. If you don't move those at all, then there's no adjustments at the end. You just have to tighten everything in. But you're going to have a total of 3. You got 2 up here and then 1 down here. The 1 down here we've already taken out, just here again to make it quicker. The 2 up here we just loosened, and Chris will go ahead and take those out.
5mm Allen wrench. Now you're going to have to hold this because it will fall. The best place to hold is right on this silver thing, and lift up lightly on it. Because this is the last one. Take your bottom one out first, because that's the one. If you don't, then all the weight will be resting on it. Take your bottom one out, and then these two. And this will just come right off. There you go. Now you got it off. This is the part, I'm going to show them this, Chris. This is the part that that we're talking about will probably be broken off. This is a good unit. We just kind of like had it disconnected just so we show you. But if yours is broken, this ring right here will be over here. And you need to take that off first. So we're going to actually take the clip ring tool. And yep. Chris is just going to take off that clip ring and then get that pin out. This C-clip right here. If you don't got one of these, a lot of times you can just get it off with a screwdriver or some needle nose or something. And you may damage it, but like he said early in the video. Sometimes you press against it right here, Chris. Sorry. Give me a little more room here. It's not necessarily needed because because that plate you just took off is holding it in place. So when you take this part off, that other piece, that ring will fall out, and of course it's broken, so you don't care. It would be this piece here. So we'll just put those 2 pieces down here just to have them for later use. Now Chris is going to take, the other piece will be broken off up in here,
and so he needs to take that part out. And
This is your 6mm Allen wrench. This comes with your unit. If you don't got this, you can use another 6mm Allen wrench, but I'm just gonna start backing this out.
you see how the ring's coming down as he turns it.
Actually, Keith, we forgot one step here. Let me put it back where it was.
Sorry.
It's getting tight. We got.
Oh yeah, we forgot about that screw.
It's a 2.5mm Allen wrench.
2.5 millimeter. There's a screw here, 2.5 millimeter. It has to come all the way out. Okay, it's all the way out. Just set that right there for later use. Now he'll take that part out and it'll fall out all the way.
Okay, and again, it would
you
be
go.
broken like there somewhere or something like that if yours ever breaks.
So we'll send this part like so. Now basically put it back together. It's just the reverse.
Okay.
You want to probably put this on first. Well, you do have to put it on first, and you want this groove to the outside of the machine.
Yeah, because that little 2.5mm Allen wrench that goes into the side right there and supports it there. And when these break, the reason possibly could be that Allen wrench, that Allen screw was loose, allowing this to kind of play in
Twist.
it. So when we get this back on, we're going to make sure that's snug. Okay, this groove to the outside.
And really what that screw is, I mean, you just want it snug because you want it to be able to slide up and down, but you don't want it to be able to turn. That's the whole point of it.
Okay, here's my wrench. Here it is. Okay, the screw's still up in there, so I'm going to start turning it until it starts feeding it up by itself. There it goes.
And basically you want to turn it till this is in the full up position, and we'll adjust it later. This is your blade adjustment, your blade depth adjustment, but put it in the full up position for now. That's the easiest thing to do.
Okay, it's pretty much full up. It's got to be perfectly straight this way so you can get in that groove with the 2.5mm.
Okay. Now this is probably the most critical part. Oh yeah, he's going to put that part in too. So we want that 2.5 millimeter back in there. And basically what you want to do is turn it till it stops and then back it off maybe half of a turn.
Okay, now that's snug. Now I'm going to back it up.
Just
Let's
a little
go
bit.
a turn or so, turn and a half.
There, now it's in there. That's good. Now we just got to attach this arm to this part right here. The blade is free floating right now, so the easiest thing to do is you're going to have a second person do this probably, but one person will lift up on the blade, take out the tape. Okay, so basically I'm holding the blade. Chris is going to he's going to take the arm and that piece right there.
And just again, watch it. Be very careful on this blade here. I almost touched it
Yeah,
myself there.
so I'm lowering the blade to where he can just line it up. And basically I got to get it to the right position. So he put that pin in there from the front until it stops.
When it's all the way in, it'll actually feels like it's recessed slightly in there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want it sticking out at all.
Now he's got to put that clip on if you have the one with the clip. You don't necessarily have to put it on there, but a lot of people want it on there.
In this position, it'd be too hard to get on, Keith.
Oh, so in this case, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put everything else on, and we'll do the clip last, just to show you because we want to put the blade in the full up position after we do this.
These again. Don't try not to turn these. And we're gonna get a couple of these here.
He's just turning the middle ones, and he'll tighten them all the way down until they're completely tight. And assuming you don't turn the outer nuts, it'll already be adjusted for you, so you won't have any adjusting to do.
You got the bottom one. I don't know if you want to put it in this video. It's a little bit
Well, we got to
more
lift it
difficult
up.
to get to it, but it's
Yeah.
not that bad. Just fish for it there. Kind of move it back and forth to fish for the hole if you want to, until you find it. Okay, I got it started.
Once we got this in place, we'll operate this. We'll put the blade in the full up position. We'll put power on it, put the blade in the full up position, and then we'll put the clip back on.
Okay, that one's snug down. I'm gonna snug these down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And tighten them.
Make sure these are kind of snug.
And the bottom one. One more ought to do it. Okay.
Okay, now he's going to put power on it, and I'm just going to reverse. We're going to reverse the blade so it goes into full up position. Plug power in.
I need this power in over here.
Okay, and then the way you reverse the blade, you're going to press the middle one, and then this reset button at the same time.
So the two middle buttons.
That puts it in the full up position. Now unplug the machine again. And then he'll get this clip in over here. It's a little bit easier to see. You can see why it's not necessarily neat, because this plate kind of holds the clip in place, so it never really comes out anyways. But if you want to put it in there, you can see where there's like a little groove on there. We'll get that clip on there. I may not be able to get that on the video, but he'll just put it on there real quick.
Once you put it on, just put it on there with this tool.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta hold your finger on it and get it on there. Okay.
Got it? There you go. So now, basically, now what you gotta do is you may have to adjust the blade, because remember we put it in the full up position, and it may not cut all the way through your last sheets of paper. And the way you want to adjust it, you always adjust the blade when it's in the up position, not the down position, just because there's like usually a little hole up here. But since we don't have this on, you could, and this is the blade adjustment, that same screw that we were working with the 6mm Allen wrench. You adjust that to get it to cut through all the way through. So basically, it's just doing a test cut. Let me plug it in for you, Chris. Hand out all the way. Okay.
We're just gonna do a cut, make sure it cuts all the way through on both sides here. One sheet of paper is all it needs. That actually went, let's see, way too deep.
Yeah, that went a little too deep. We're gonna probably have to replace this, replace that orange deal now. But not a big deal. He can adjust it up, and you'll see as he turns it, the blade will start going up slightly. He probably didn't have it all the way up. He's turning it now, and you can see the blades going up compared to the deal there. Basically, you want the blade to sink into this orange cutting pad about a 32nd of an inch. You don't really want more than that. In this case, it went in kind of far, so it may have. We'll replace that pad.
What we did is we put this all the way up, and that was when that's all the way up. That's the blade going the deepest. As you can see, as I raise the blade. This actually, it's all the way up now, but I'm going to lower the blade now. And lowering the blade makes that thing go up in there. So we had the blade all the way down. So really, once you get this together, just before you do your test cut, raise the blade all the way up by going, you can watch your blade.
Is it counterclockwise? Yeah. Do they turn it
As you're looking straight down on it, you'd be going counterclockwise as you're looking down on it.
Turn it counterclockwise first, and then do your
all the way until
then
it
do your test cuts.
Now you can do a test cut, and it's not. We actually had it adjusted all the way down as far as it would go.
So you see now it didn't cut that piece of paper, that one piece of paper. So he's going to go ahead and adjust it, and he'll go clockwise.
And you can watch it move.
So he just moved it a little bit.
I'm going to just drop it down a couple turns there.
Okay.
And we'll do another test cut.
So there it got it, and it looked like it got it just a little bit. So you may have to go just a little bit more, but that. If you start
like a quarter turn more, just to play it safe.
Want a quarter turn more? You got another piece of paper?
Let me back this out, Keith.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
Okay, and just to play it safe, you can slide it down, make sure it's cutting on both ends.
The reason why his paper's going up that way is because we kind of damaged this cut pad. We'll replace that cut pad in another video. But that's how you would replace that part and fix it if that part ever breaks.
One last step.
Oh yeah.
We need to tighten this 2.5mm Allen wrench down now that we got it adjusted the way we want it. Just do it kind of snug, you know. It doesn't have to be real tight.
Well, actually, it's not supposed to be snug at all because it just holds it in place.
Yeah. So basically, once you snug it down, then just back it up just a hair.
Yeah.
just because this does have to slide up and down
Right.
for that nut when
That's
you
it.
do your adjustment.